meeting of the Merrillville Economic Development Committee to order for Tuesday, June 17th at 5:48 p.m. Mrs. Chilcott, roll call.
Pettit.
Here.
Uzelak. Neal.
Here.
Patina.
Here.
Jordan.
3 members, we have a quorum. Under new business, ladies, we have 2 requests for tax abatement tonight. The first one is GI Tech America Corporation. They're asking for real and personal tax incentive consideration upon request. The petitioner's in the audience. Nathan, do you want to come up and say your piece? Tony, you can join him if you want.
Thank you very much, Sean.
All right.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here as a representative of GI Tech America. So GI Tech is a publicly traded company based in South Korea. They have a technology specialized called slot die technology that serves various industry, including secondary battery materials to chemical companies and as well as other semiconductor machineries. So they are servicing the machineries and dyeing with a really thin layer, and then that's what is called slot die. So this is their first U.S. project, and they're looking into expand their business. Initially, they will be within the next 5 years, they're planning to hire up to 15 people, as well as phase 2, which will take another, I'll say 7 to 10 years, expecting about 40 people to hire, and they're pleased to be here in town of Merrillville.
Yes, thank you all. I'm Tony Piquet with Chester Incorporated. I'm a representative of GI Tech as their design build contractor. They're working with us to develop plans for this facility. This will be a 22,000 square foot facility, which Nathan here just emphasized that this will be a small parts manufacturing, and he went through their details. But this is kind of a high-end manufacturing facility that they're working on. Currently, we're in the phase of getting some architectural started, and hopefully that this thing can get pulled together and the tax abatement can get approved.
Okay. Angie, do you want to read your staff report since we're recording, and then we'll turn it over to the members for any questions?
Sure, they kind of touched on some of the items, but I'll go over it. The applicant is GI Tech America Corporation. They're located in Ameriplex, 10098 Delaware. Again, the project description in phase 1, they're looking to construct a 22,000 square foot facility on 3 acres of land. And then phase 2, they're looking to expand that site up to a 45,000 square foot facility. GI Tech is an international South Korean advanced manufacturing company specializing in the slot die technology, which is an advanced precision coating method. After an extensive 2-year site selection process in evaluating multiple states, including Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, they have selected Merrillville to serve as their headquarters and primary hub in the United States. The investment is approximately $7.4 million in phase 1, creating multiple temporary jobs. Starting out phase 1, 15 full-time permanent jobs with an annual salary of $1.35 million. They anticipate with that expansion up to 35 to 40 full-time high-skilled jobs at full build-out. They are seeking real and personal tax abatement with the 10-year Indiana scale, and staff recommendation is to move this application forward to the RDC and Town Council with a favorable recommendation.
All right, thank you, Angie. Obviously, this is in my ward, Rhonda, and literally in Joe and our backyard. I pointed out our Lamar building, the groundbreaking. This is a property that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 20 acres left in Ameriplex that's up for sale. Everyone else has bought or has it under contract. So out of the 400 acres, there isn't much left out there, Joe. They're coming after us.
Correct.
So, I don't know, Rhonda, I'll start with you, and move over to Deanne. Do you guys have any questions?
I don't think I do.
So you said the total, you're gonna probably be 7 years before you have a full build out.
Phase 2.
Phase
So
two.
that will be phase 2, yes.
Okay. And I did point out, they had a groundbreaking, Joe. I did point out to Tony, and he's well aware of it, Chester, that they will do a project labor agreement with the Northwest Indiana Building Trades Council.
He's aware of that, so
So,
I don't have any problem with that. So the only thing I want to ensure is that we're not going to be selling the property or doing anything else with the property. We're going to invest in the property, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I'm going to make a contingent on this personal and real property tax abatement to continue with the petitioner. If any sales happen, then it reverts back to.
well,
us.
yeah, it would be this petitioner only at this location only. Yeah, we can
Well,
add that.
No, because we've had other people come before us that say, hey, we want a tax abatement, we give them a tax abatement, then they transfer the property, then we're kind of stuck to it.
Yeah, yeah. Angie, do you have anything else?
I have no additional questions.
Michael Griffin has joined us. Michael, do you have any comments on the petition?
None that would be appropriate at this meeting, but I'll have some perhaps before it gets to this will be a recommendation tonight. I just want to make sure that we're aware of some of the changes in the tax law that deal with personal property for which they're asking, especially if the build-out's going to be over 2 phases. I just need to inform your discretion about that. They're aware of it probably, and as long as you're aware of it, you'll be fine. And it shouldn't affect your recommendation this evening.
Okay.
See, you asked me a question, now you regret it, don't you?
Michael, I never regret hearing from you. All right, ladies, are there any last questions or comments?
Yeah, I have one question. So why is it gonna take 7 years for the second phase to be built out?
So first phase will be 22,000 square feet, and the second phase, as I said, will be 45,000 square feet. The first, it's a business, so they're trying to grow and then actually build more relationship within the area. And then once that is built, they will actually start working on the phase 2. And then I said 7 years for being a little bit more conservative side. We're probably already start talking about the phase 2. So once the phase 1 is done, we might have to start phase 2 almost immediately.
That does bring up a question, Rhonda, and I hate to do this to you, Nathan, but I'm probably the only one that might remember this. Joe may remember this. Back when my hair was a lot darker, there was a Korean pharmaceutical company that was going to come in and buy the old field house building, and we went through a lot, and I hate to do that. Mr. Lee, they're both Mr. Lees, right?
Yes.
They have their financing in place in the United States, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that was, if you guys remember, Joe, if you might remember,
No, I remember
O Pharmaceutical?
Quite fondly.
Yeah, O
Because that had to deal
Pharmaceutical.
with the transfer and the sale of the property.
Yeah, it was,
After it was under a bond.
Mr. O did not have his financing in the United States, and that became a problem, so I just want to make sure we're okay. Tony's got a dozer out there already, so he's ready to move dirt, so. All right, if there's nothing else, Chair will entertain a motion, ladies.
Make a motion to approve the GI Tech American Corporation.
Second.
Second.
At this location, with an amendment, at this location for this petitioner only,
Yeah.
Okay.
Amend that at this location for this petitioner only.
Okay. Your second stand, Deanne?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Motion by Mrs. Neal, seconded by Ms. Tina to approve GI Tech American Corporation with a positive recommendation to the Redevelopment Commission for personal and real property tax incentives. Angie, please take the roll.
Pettit,
Yes.
Uzelak is absent. Neal,
Yes.
Patina,
Yes.
and Jordan is absent.
All right. 3-0.
Thank you.
First step's done. We'll see you next Tuesday
I
night.
do have a great way for you to build strong relationships, though, here when you're,
Oh, I forgot to say that. Oh, yes. By the way, the gavel, the knuckles are down, but I will tell you, Nathan, there are 2 requirements, asks, very strong ask of your ward councilman. I also serve on the board of directors for the Crossroads Chamber. I would strongly encourage the leads to become members of the chamber. And also, we have as you see by the things on the dais, we have a job fair, July 30th.
30th.
It's not a demand, but it's a strong ask that if they're qualified, you hire 10% Merrillville residents to fill those slots, okay? And we understand this is kind of a highly technical, but, we want to create jobs here in town for our residents, so, okay?
Yes.
I probably should have brought that up in my discussion, but I apologize. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you brought it up, so.
Deanne is president of the Chamber of Commerce, so. All right, guys, thanks. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right. What's next, Angie?
Next, we have another consideration of incentive tax abatement for Millennium Construction. The representatives here are Ross Brown and Matt Rossman. Would you like for me to go over the
If you want to read
Report?
the staff, sure. You put time into it.
Okay. So Millennium Construction, the owner is Milena Tarpley. Like I said, representation today is Ross Brown and Matt Rossman. The property is also in Ameriplex at 607 East 98th Avenue. This is Millennium Construction is a women-owned business which specializes in the installation of drywall, fireproofing, metal framing, etc. They do business across the nation. They are considering relocating from another area within the region and making the Merrillville facility their headquarters for Northwest Indiana. The construction of the building is approximately 11,300 square feet, warehouse office building on 2.3 acres. And they are bringing an investment of $2.5 million, creating approximately 50 temporary construction jobs, 22 full-time jobs. There would be 12 that are retained and 10 new permanent full-time jobs with an estimated payroll of $2.5 million. They are seeking real tax abatement for 10 years, and staff recommendation is to endorse this application and forward it on to RDC and Town Council with a favorable recommendation.
Okay, thanks, Angie. Ross? Floor is yours.
Thank you. Angie did such a fantastic job. I don't know that we have much to add, but yes, Millennium Construction is a woman minority-owned business currently located at a facility in Crown Point, Indiana. They're interested in relocating their Northwest Indiana headquarters to Merrillville. They do jobs ranging from acoustical tiles, drywall, fireproofing, metal framing. They've done this work in hospitals, casinos, data centers, which there's some data center activity going on in Merrillville, so hopefully that there's going to be some synergies there. Currently, the property that they are looking at is assessed at $5,300, which is bringing about $261 in taxes. We expect an assessed value around $2,500,000 with an estimated tax revenue of $75,000. The building will be about 11,300 square feet. Expect construction to take 7 months, 8 months? 7 to 9 months. They currently have 12 existing permanent jobs with a payroll of about $2 million. They plan on hiring an additional 10 permanent full-time jobs that'll have an estimated $1 million in payroll. They are committed to participating in all the jobs fairs in Merrillville, trying to hire locally as much as possible. And they hope that the town will provide the tax abatement that they're requesting to make this job, this project viable.
All right, ladies, any questions for him?
Now, how long has the construction company been around? You said they're located in Crown Point now, right?
They're located in Crown Point. How long have they been around? 15 years?
In Crown Point for 15 years, or?
Yes, ma'am. They also have a location in Indianapolis.
Well, here's an ironic twist, Rhonda. I've always got something, don't I? For those of you that don't know, Lamar is located at 9900 Georgia Street. Lamar bought Alan Tarpley's building, and he built our building like a fortress. My office door cost $3,500. You should have seen this place when we walked in, and Al, and I've talked to Al on the phone. In fact, I've got renderings, Ross. Is it the same rendering that he's gonna put up? Al sent me this a while back.
Matt would have to take a look.
Yeah, by all means, yeah. And this was back in '23, Matt? Is that what it looks like?
Very similar.
Yeah,
Not-
so,
That's a different building,
yeah,
but it will look.
yeah. So I'm gonna pass this on to Deanne and Rhonda just to show them what it looks like. So again, he does have experience in building in Merrillville, ladies, so he sent me this back in '23.
And that's close to you.
Yeah, yeah, it's right around the corner from Lamar, actually. So that's kind of the same, basically the same style, Matt, give or take?
Yep.
Okay. So again, I've had dealings with Al since Lamar moved there in 2022. We bought the building, so same things apply, guys. As the incentives go, obviously there's going to be either union contractors or a project labor agreement with Randy.
Yes, sir.
10% of Merrillville residents if possible, and then
No in-house building. So we go union.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So.
Have they just outgrown the Crown Point space?
Yes, ma'am.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, they're growing.
So, Angie, any other questions?
No, I don't have any.
Michael?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Sean, the only thing I'd ask is, for this petitioner only, at this location only, for this use only.
Okay.
Because again, we're giving out a tax abatement.
Right. And again, this is a recommending body, as you heard from the previous petition. Next Tuesday night, we'll have a 6 o'clock RDC with a resolution, and then at the council meeting, it will be the preliminary, right?
Yes.
And then we have to advertise and then come back to the council for declaratory. So, with that being said, ladies, is there a recommendation motion?
I motion that Millennium Construction will have a recommendation to the council regarding the tax abatement.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
For this location, for this petitioner only, for this location only, for this use only.
Yep. Okay.
I'll second that
Any further discussion?
second portion.
Seeing none, Angie, roll call?
Pettit,
Yes.
Uzelak is absent. Neal,
Yes.
Patina,
Yes.
and Jordan is absent.
Okay.
3-0.
This is actually old business, just an FYI, Rhonda, because you probably won't see this and informative for Deanne. Tonight at 6:30 at the Plan Commission, we're going to be doing final subdivision approval for, I think he's calling it Silos North. Is that what Matt's?
That's the project name.
That's the
It is gonna
project name,
be-
so it's the 6-lot subdivision, Rhonda, with Matt Cruz. And he's building the 3 buildings between 73rd, Mississippi, and I-65. He'll get that final approval tonight, and all indications are he's going to start moving dirt next month. So, we'll have more activity going on up north of the US 30, so. With that being said, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Joe likes to get a voice vote on adjournments, right? For the
I get a
record.
voice phone on everything. Just set the record clear.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.